Are boneless chicken wings just chicken nuggets?
Yes, they are.
What a stupid,
We had a customer come in and complain that our diced chicken breast boneless wings, or they left a review saying these weren't chicken wings. I'm like, what is a boneless chicken wing?
It's just a way to sell adult chicken nuggets.
Yes.
That's all it is.
It's just diced chicken breast.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but why can't these boneless wing people just admit it?
Yeah.
Wendy's did it first. They made spicy chicken nuggets. And then everybody was like, what if I put a little bit of buffalo sauce on that? Now it's a chicken wing.
Now it's there's no wing meat in it.
It's an adult nugget.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest here, really. It's just a nugget. It's not even inherently an adult nugget. It's just a nugget.
So what's popcorn chicken?
It's a nugget.
It's also a nugget.
Yeah, the secret is it's all nuggets.
That reminds me of that meme with the astronauts.
We're in space,
it's all nuggets, always
was.
He's squared up behind him looking at the chicken nugget.
That's what I had in my mind. Thank you.
Good. Oh.
Turn the mics on.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Weekly Roundup, the latest and greatest show for your eardrums. Completely prepared, I'm one of your hosts, Vince Vibes, giving you Vibing with Vince for the second ever time. Oh, we have to share a mic.
Yeah, we're sharing a mic today. This is Dustin with Showbiz Spotlight.
And then BS with Total BS.
Anthony with, what am I? Gaming Temple, I guess? Whatever.
Gaming Temple.
Whatever.
Come on, we honored the game group.
It's our first day, if you didn't notice.
Episode 1 as we get going today.
One of one.
This one actually
This is
counts.
episode 42, right? So
Sure.
So does that mean it's actually 43?
I don't know.
Well, no, it's 41
No.
because we don't count the first episode of this season
Right,
because
we
he wasn't
don't
in
count
it.
No, that's what I mean.
First
Yeah, no, we do count it though.
But today, we actually have a very special guest. This is somebody who has seen us at our worst, at our best.
That's our best.
At times.
You got my best.
I mean, I've been there at my mediocreness, at least.
Last Monday.
Give it up for Chris.
Hello,
from
Chris
Junior
Humphreys,
Show.
everyone. Hello, guys. Thank you again for having me, and congratulations on your 41st, 42nd, or 43rd episode, whichever it is.
We don't keep count. We just throw
That's
numbers
right.
out.
Like
Whatever
age,
sounds
you
good.
kind of lose track
They
after a
can't
while.
count. One of the
Wait,
two.
like what?
Like age, you kind of just lose track after a while. You stop counting after a
Tell
while.
me
Still
about
thinks
it.
he's in his 20s.
Can relate.
I am, technically.
No, I said Dustin, not you.
All right, Unk, you want to start throwing those stones?
I am not at all.
Did you guys bring me on for the age shaming
No.
podcast? Or,
I'm just glad that it's not me getting age shamed this week.
You're welcome.
Usually it's always...
The temp is here to help you out.
But yeah, we have a great show planned. For Vibing with Vince, I'm actually going to be talking about how maybe Gen Z isn't drinking as much, as reports come in that alcohol revenue is going down. And then we'll also maybe take a look at the USA hockey team winning gold against Canada in a thriller.
That was a great
overtime game.
That
So
was good.
those are the two segments I got coming up.
I went out and watched the new Anaconda movie with Jack Black, and I have some thoughts.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
So.
And of course, I've got my, or do I have a good story today? Is it going to be total BS, or is it going to be total BS from society? Either way, we'll get it later.
He's 1-1 so far, so I don't know what way to lead.
I'm 2 for 2.
Yeah.
If you don't know what Total BS's segment is, it's basically...
Then you're not a fan.
He tells a story, and we have to guess if it's true or if it's...
Yeah, even I know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Well, you're a fan.
That's correct.
Hey, and Anthony.
Xbox changed its CEO. That's all I got.
What about the state of play?
Oh, I guess there's like 1 or 2 things there.
Yeah, there's a couple things there. All right.
Any new Nintendo games with
That's the wrong company. That's the wrong software.
Oh,
Damn. All right.
Oh, quite.
I brought my pocket Coleco just to age. That's right.
I got an Atari in my backpack.
Yeah.
Pong tournament after the show
Yeah.
in the Ybor room.
Oh man, but yeah. So when we come back from the intro, it'll be vibing with Vince. But
I got a
every day
Dreamcast.
Yeah, we got a
I like it.
Dreamcast here. Yeah, I like it. I love what we got going on here, and I'm very happy to have Chris on as a honorary guest today
Flattered.
to maybe give his input, opinions, and vibes on the different segments today. But every day with y'all is a holiday. But first, here's Holiday by Green Day. And we're back with Vibing with Vince. I'm your host, Vince Vibes. And today we're going to talk about something quite interesting. And the headline here for Forbes I like, is the world going sober? $130 million wiped out of liquor stocks and Jim Beam halts output. So basically, what this is saying, and when I've read the article, it goes into how Jim Beam is halting its production for the year on top of other Kentucky distilleries and European distilleries too, because sales are down. People aren't drinking as much. Maybe Gen Z isn't going out to the bars as much. And we would like to hear your input, Chris. You're somebody who works the nights here out in Ybor, one of the prime party destinations. And
Shout out to James Joyce Irish Pub. That's right. Ybor
yeah,
City.
shout out to James Joyce. What do you see as the age demographic nowadays? Do you see the 21-year-olds, the 20-year-olds coming in still, or is
Hopefully
it?
not 20-year-olds.
Well, 20.
Hopefully not 20-year-olds. Yeah. No, we are aware of
21
it.
up.
We are. Listen, I think the younger generation is, and I'm generalizing here, but I think they're healthier. I think they understand the risks that that drink has. We understand it. Maybe Beam and the rest of the distilleries need to hire better bartenders to sell their product. But we know and we see it. Our spot here in Ybor kind of, I don't want to say caters to an older clientele, but a more mature clientele. We're certainly not the bars on 7th that are younger.
Right.
But we notice it and we're aware of it. And I didn't know that it was that dramatic, but we see it. It's definitely every once in a while we'll get some younger generation lads coming in, but we know. I just think they're more aware of the dangers that drinking can bring.
And it seems that also in this generation, people are experimenting more with legal party habits. You see the rise of kratom coming up, kava coming up, and these other alternatives. The medical industry, medical cannabis has raised substantially in the last couple of years here in Florida itself. And so maybe these are other reasons that maybe the younger generation isn't drinking as much, because there is so much available to them that is legal.
See, back in the day, we just did it all. We didn't discriminate. No, you got some of this over here, we'll do some of that. There's THC cocktails. We every once in a while we'll get people asking for them. We don't carry them, but we would if we saw that the market was turning that way. But we sell beer, liquor. We've got full bar, but we also are a restaurant, so we can sell food, and we are at our place, like most places should be, trained in responsible vending. So we can tell when someone's had, not pointing any fingers, too many Starbucks. but we are, all our people are aware. That's right.
I get it.
So, but yeah, no, like I said, like we said during the break, back in the day, we probably knew it was bad for us, but we still would do it anyway, and get in our cars and driving responsibly home. But these days, I just don't see it happening. Like, people are coming to the bar, they're Ubering to the bar if they're drinking, even if they've had a couple, which is a good thing.
Yeah, that's a fantastic.
I think another big thing with this generation is you're starting to see a lot more of a hands-on. My generation, I could not tell you how to distill a mead or a wine or anything like that, but thanks to the rise of YouTube, there's 22, 23-year-olds that are creating their own wineries, and it's competitive against anything that's out on the market. So now they're like, if I decide that I can make my own booze at home, because you can make a rum legally as long as you're not going anything more than personal consumption, which modern law allows for about a gallon a person. So if you brew a gallon of your own whiskey and it's moderate to the bottom shelf whiskey that you're going to get at the liquor store, and now it's even cheaper, A lot of them are just saying, I'll fix a burger. I can use an air fryer to make wings in 10 minutes. I can toss it in sauce, a little bit of celery ranch. I have the bar experience. I invite my friends over. Now we're drinking and eating something I made. And you're seeing a lot of that on the Instagrams and the TikToks, how to do stuff at home for cheaper. And as the prices of going out to, I remember when I was in the Army, you could go out, have $30 in your pocket. You're getting a full meal. You're getting 5, 6, 7 shots, and you're taking home a little bit of change because you can still tip and then pay your taxi driver going home. With the economy now, you can't do that anymore. $30 will barely cover 2 shots and maybe some chips and salsa, unless it's unlimited chips and salsa. You take that $30, put it into buying your own wings, hot sauce, and a homemade brew with your buddies over. A lot of people are starting to get more into that hands-on and staying home because then they're getting more of an experience in their mind than going to the bar and risking someone getting loud. I'm 6'4", 250 pounds. My son is 6'4". When he and I go to the bar together, I don't drink in public. I do Diet Coke. Because I know at some point in the night, I'm going to have some drunk guy at 1, 2 in the morning look at me with my big hoodie, my beard, and say, I'm fighting him. I have no control over if I get picked or not. My son has no control if he gets picked or not. But if he makes his homemade brew and we're sitting at home eating and drinking that, he's in a completely different environment where now he appreciates that drink a little bit more, which is, I think, appreciating the moment, and those moments are fewer and fewer as you get out into the cities and the party towns, because everybody's looking for the next YouTube clip that they can put up and blow up for themselves. So you're always exposed, especially when some of us said at our lowest at a bar. Yeah. I don't want a camera stuck in my face if my wife leaves me and I'm trying to have a shot of whiskey in a dive bar. Don't put me on TikTok saying don't be this guy when you get older, because I will never go out in public again.
Yeah, that's one thing a good bartender or server and bar owners for sure should be aware of. Like, you want to kind of just orchestrate that. You want to make sure that, listen, you want to provide an experience that people are going to want to remember. You know, that's how we became friends. It's because you want to, whatever you're doing, you want to provide that experience. What you don't want to provide is exactly what he's describing. It's someone who just wants to go out and mind their own business, and then there's another idiot at the bar who's doing whatever, and you just always have to be aware of that. If you're doing your job right. A lot of people don't, you know. It's a great reason for someone to never go back into the bar again. Exactly. We want him to come in and feel comfortable, or a single female want to come in and just sit at the bar and not be bothered by whatever. You know, you have to create that sort of environment. And if you're not, you're doing something wrong.
And, you know, I feel like James Joyce does create a perfect environment that you know, creates a space that is safe for, you know, the individual like you to walk in if your wife leaves you, which Mr. Rios, I hope that never happens.
I keep my fingers crossed
and
every day.
Or the same thing for the woman that just wants to go out and have a nice time. And I feel like y'all cater to that, and that's an amazing thing. Some interesting stats to throw out here, thanks to this Forbes article, is in 2023, the number for U.S. adults that drink was at 63%. Now it's down to 54% as of 2026, which is the lowest that it's ever been in the U.S. since the boom of alcohol in the 60s again. And so, you know, another interesting stat that they throw out here to maybe be a reason why Gen Z isn't drinking as much is that 1 in 8 Gen Z adults are currently using Ozempic or another weight loss alternative like GLP-1, which causes them not to be able to drink alcohol. And so it is something that...
One way or another, a drug company is getting their money.
Oh, yeah.
One way or another.
A drug company is getting their money, but it's crazy to see that maybe for the first time ever, the alcohol industry might be in for a serious hurt, a serious decline. And because of these alternatives, because of these weight loss drugs, and maybe because of people are understanding the harm that alcohol causes to the body. Which, you know, all these factors lead to people not drinking.
It's a dangerous industry to get into anyway. Like, you know, everyone wants to open a bar or restaurant. Like, you better know what you're doing. You better control your costs. You better have people you trust. You better do everything the right way. It's already dangerous as it is. So now, knowing that and catering to it, the next generation, is that something, you know, listen, I'm old school, so I'll never say, the bar or the pub is a thing of the past. It's where people want to go and meet and make friends and establish relationships and hang out and blow off some steam. But yeah, no, like the bars on 7th, they seem to be doing just fine, but how many of them are drinking? And if you're catering to, an 18 and up crowd, you're just letting people in. So yeah, it's a trend that we're aware of. Like we talked about, maybe they should focus their marketing efforts on, but you can't. I mean, you can't cater to, under 21. So
you can't. But I mean, there's definitely an audience there from the 21 to 30-year-olds that you can definitely market to, and there's definitely a demographic there where maybe they are wanting to party, they are wanting to have fun, but they don't either have a place to go, the places that they've been to, they felt uncomfortable or unwelcome. I know, the couple clubs that I've been to on 7th.
You're cheating on me?
Or the couple places that I've been to, there's not a lot of places that I've truly felt comfortable, like, a James Joyce or a Sterling's Cigar Bar on 7th Avenue, right there on the rooftop. But these places are getting fewer and fewer where you have a safe environment.
That's it. That's the new marketing campaign. You don't really want to remember your 20s, do you?
Absolutely not.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's like you don't have to, drink in your mom's garage anymore, okay? It's safe now. You can come out.
Why do you look at you when he said that?
It's 21, go out, have fun, have a drink.
Does your mom's garage have a cover charge?
Could.
But yeah, so this is something that, they'll continue to look at, obviously, as there's a lot of money invested into the alcohol industry, and we'll continue to look at it and let y'all know if there's any updates on the decline or maybe the re-rise of the alcohol industry. But
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
We're all doing our part.
Keeping the fires lit.
Yeah,
Keeping the fires
is the
lit.
prime spot. We set up the show from Mondays to 4 to 5 because we were like, we have to go out afterwards. We have to have the boys hangout time. We have to go to James Joyce.
This is true. That's why we're here right now.
Yeah.
You do a live pod from the bar.
Live.
Oh, now that's an interesting idea.
Weekly Roundup live from James Joyce.
Live pod
Now,
from the bar.
see that one? That one I can get behind because then Mrs. BS can't yell at me. We're going to the bar. No, I'm going to work. I'm doing a podcast. I'm doing a podcast.
I know.
What are you drinking? Sweet tea.
That sweet Long Island.
I voice crack there. Long Island iced tea. We had like the same brain. Great minds think alike.
That's a good topic, though. It's something that, like I said, we're aware of and we keep an eye on. It's good to not have to worry about, young kids coming into the bar.
Yeah.
But if it's a trend, which it is, it's something that I think bar owners and people need to be, aware of, and especially those distilleries and the booze makers. Like, what can we do to make our product, more palatable to that generation? I don't know if they've done that yet.
So I got a question then. You mentioned the 21 to 30 demographic that you would try to market to on that. What does that marketing look like? Because when I was growing up, if you were talking about alcohol sales and marketing, it was NASCAR, pickup trucks, and just a regular brown wood guitar, someone saying Jack Daniel's the way it should be. It was something like that. I've seen over the past, Bud Light changed its marketing, got absolutely destroyed. It was not well received by the alcohol community of who felt that was not what that looked like. So Bud Light, if you go back and watch the commercials from the Super Bowl, very much a throwback to the 1980-1990 marketing. The average 21 to 30-year-old does not view America that way today. So they see that marketing from the 1980-1990 makes old guys like me go, oh man, that's like my childhood right there. I got the Clydesdales back. There's a bald eagle with it. I get that nostalgia pop. But the 21 to 30 says that's not how it is anymore. And if you're going to tell people it's that way, I'm not going to drink your product. But if you go 21 to 30, what does that look like? Are you doing more anime style? Are you trying to get into the nerd and geek culture of Dungeons and Dragons?
If they do an anime beer commercial, I'm not drinking that beer anymore.
That's that reaction right there that I was curious about is how do you market to an entire alcohol industry when it's so, by its nature, divided. Your winos will turn your nose up to a bourbon. Your bourbon drinkers don't want anything to do with vodka. Vodka thinks all light beer tastes like you would get out of urinal. So how do you fix a marketing for such a fractured, unless it's an individual business? Because we've seen them in Tampa, the rise of the anime bar, the ramen noodle that serves sake and everything.
An anime food place in Ybor, actually.
Exactly. So you're starting to see these very thematic, almost Knights of the Round Table from Orlando, or what was that?
Medieval times.
Medieval times.
The cable guy.
Yep.
Hello, Clarice.
So you're starting to get much more of a thematic, individualized marketing, but now you're looking at niche markets, and you know your overboard is not going to be anywhere near what it would be if you just became a generic bar. The days of Cheers is done. What does that bar of the future and that marketing look like for guys who are my son's age at 23, 24, comes home and will steal my whiskey and have his own good evening playing video games because he doesn't have to go anywhere. He has no responsibilities at that point, and he's with his friends making those memories. How do you change that marketing and the bar to reach that? Because now that overarching crew is a very niche community, and they're always looking to criticize no matter what you do.
Yeah, I think there's also a part, like I said, just again, to shout out to our pub, is that we are a pub, so people will go and we'll sing and we'll meet and we'll interact, and maybe the younger generation that's now had a full blast of staying at home and online and chatting that way isn't maybe socially the same, interacting socially the same way. For us, we didn't need any advertising. It's just like my dad was a drunk, so I'm gonna drink. You know what I mean? So, but I noticed with my girls and our kids, like they don't. Our youngest, who's 17, my girl's youngest, shout out to Brandy and the Broad, he's got no interest at all. Like they'll look at me like I'll have some wine with dinner. They're like, what? Like it's a foreign object.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So who knows? And you're right, but I guarantee they're out there marketing. They're figuring something. They're working on something, because especially if they're losing their ass on product.
One thing that I kind of see bars doing that I think is the worst combination ever is they're trying to do these axe throwing things.
Yeah.
To try to get people in there. Insane fusion, I think. But it seems like it's working for them.
The place in downtown, they have like the Parks and Rec bar where it's like an arcade with a bar.
Downtown?
Yeah, in downtown, like right next to Sparkman Wharf.
Okay.
Speaking of Sparkman Wharf, there's that place in there that has like the bar plus the whole bowling alley thing back there.
But even that's a nostalgic throwback to when I was a young man. You go on post to the bowling alley, get 2 pitchers of beer for $6, set it down, and then you just bowl all night. But for my son's age, he remembers the bowling alley as being 6, 7 years old and going to a birthday 6, 7. I hate you guys. He remembers being 8 or 9 and going to birthday parties. So the bowling alley is a childish type thing to him, and that's not the environment where he wants to go with his friends and hang out and have a couple pitchers of beer.
That's kind of how I would associate a bowling alley too. I remember going there when I was a kid. So yeah, I would agree with that.
So if I came up and said, hey, let's go to the bowling alley, get 3, 4 pitchers and just bowl, you're like, no, dude, there's Ybor, and I can have a lot more fun over there. But that was how, get a couple 5, 6 little plastic cups, 2, 3 pitchers of beer. All right, when it's out, send the lowest rank. The pitcher's on you this time, and that's how we enjoyed that company.
Well, I mean, if I could get a pitcher of beer for $6, I would go with you to the bowling alley. But it's probably going to be like $20, $30
And
anyway.
I think that's
$10
another
chili cheese
That's what you
fries.
get for 1 beer.
I think that's a lot of part of the reason that especially younger generations aren't going out, because I think that's going to correspond directly to, I saw a report in January, I think it was out of USA Today, that the average median age of a new hire in the United States was 42 years old. That's my age. Guys my age are the youngest average age getting jobs. What's that 21 to 30 doing?
Especially if they're not even drinking.
If they're not drinking, so they're not working, they're not drinking.
Oh my God, they're playing video games and posting on the internet.
So at that point, what's that work market? You have to have money to go to the bar. If your average age of 42 is your average worker, I have 3 kids, 2 of which are in college. Another 3-4 years, my third one's in college. Right. I don't have the money to go out with my friends that don't have kids that are in their 30s to 40s, and they're like, hey, let's go down and sing karaoke. Dude, I'll download a karaoke app, put it on here, just bring a couple bottles over, and we're going to call it good. That's another big part of it. If they're not working, they're not drinking, and they're just sitting around, where are you supposed to make up that deficit? Because I'm not drinking $200 million worth of liquor.
When I was in my early 20s, it was expensive to go out then, and now we're talking. I mean, back then it was, but I was broke at that point, and it was expensive to go out. So I think it's all relative. But you're right. There's a lot of different factors.
There's so much on it.
Well, to flip the other side of the coin, I moved here in Ybor in October. I thought I would be out there partying more, having a lot more fun. It's the opposite. Now that I have more bills, more life to handle. I'm at James Joyce, once a week, if I can be, or I'm out there, maybe once a month on, the strip. And so it becomes less and less of being able to enjoy the time because of one, my work schedule, and two, not having the money.
And again, we know that. That's why we've got shot specials on the board. But even then, if you start, have a few and then a few more and you start buying, it's like, how did I get this credit card?
Right. Yeah, exactly. You wake up the next morning going, I guess I'm not going next week. Oh, man. But yeah, so that was pretty much... to cap that segment of the alcohol decline, I do kind of want to highlight the USA winning gold. But while my segment is still here, I only have a couple more minutes. I really don't have any time. But the USA hockey team has not won gold since the 90s.
I think it was 80.
1980.
That was it.
88?
The Dream.
No, that was
It
the
was
miracle.
the Dream and the Miracle against the... But that was back when it was still the Soviet Union, and it wasn't even Russia yet.
Oh, wow.
They had jerseys that had triple CP on them, coming out as the Soviet Union.
Wow. So... a long drought, basically, even longer, sorry,
The late 1900s.
That's right. Before they invented ice.
Team USA defeated Canada 2-1 on Sunday, February 22nd, with Jack Hughes scoring the final goal in overtime. For the Americans' first gold medal since 1980. I should have read the article beforehand. From USA Today. He took a pass from Zach Werninski and ripped a shot past Canada's goalie Jordan Binnington, which stymied the USA in overtime for the Four Nations face-off finale. Great show. I watched the highlights after the fact. I wasn't, going to get up early in the morning to watch the game. I think we were just getting off of the arena at that time, because Sunday at 6 in the morning. So I was going home and getting to bed. But
yeah, I know some people. Listen, I closed the bar. We didn't get out of there till 4 in the morning. We were gonna open at 8. I know one of the other bars down did. I didn't get to watch it, but I knew what was going on. It was just too difficult for me to do it. But shout out to my Canadian brethren, Patrice and Willie, who are polishing their silver right now.
No, I was going to say it's crazy not having a mic, but it's crazy too. That's all Canada's good for is hockey. And
the maple syrup.
Now.
Got to give them the maple. They still got maple syrup.
They had that $1 million maple syrup heist up there. It was like the biggest crime they've ever had.
That was insane.
Yeah.
The guy who shot the final goal, I watched the game, and I'm trying to remember. I want to say he got his teeth knocked out, just a couple minutes. Got high stick, knocked out his front tooth and the one over next to it, and then went like Super Saiyan on the ice and went and scored that OT. Yeah. And it was like, I watched that, and then I watched
adrenaline rush, man.
Well, not only that, but I compare it to the NBA. And I watch a guy under the net get bumped and he falls and he cries and he's holding his knee and this dude's smiling with busted teeth and he's just like, oh, America, and he's so hype. I'm like, there must be a difference between.
Speaking of NBA, I was gonna, like I told you guys earlier, I was gonna come in draped in my American flag. This was the only USA I didn't have my dream team shirt. I do have that. Yeah.
He just pulled up his.
That's right. You're welcome. I know there's cameras around here somewhere. You can't fool me.
They're always watching.
That's right.
Always want.
And now we can get back to lightning hockey.
Yes.
And the quest for another.
Quest for another. You know, we just flipped it back from arena to hockey for the game on Wednesday. You know, longtime fans of the show know that me and Anthony work at the arena as conversion techs. And yeah, it's been an exciting season. The Lightning have been on a roll. John Cooper was actually the head coach for the Canadian team, which is the head coach for the Tampa Bay Lightning. You know, not coming home with the win for Canada, but will come home with the
That's
Stanley
right. Maybe
Cup win.
maybe he'll be
Right.
inspired now.
Wait, traitor to America, coach? What's going on?
You got to think most
It was
of the
a loner.
people in the Olympics, or in the Olympic hockey, are from the NHL. A lot of the teams, Sweden had NHL players, Canada had most NHL players. You know, USA obviously. You know, even the European teams. You know, you had your outliers here and there from the NHL.
I think the Lightning had the most Olympians of all the NHL
Jake
franchises.
Runsell, Hagel, Valinsky, a couple others were big players in the Olympics for their teams, respectfully. But yeah, USA finally gets the gold since 1980. Whew, hopefully, you know, y'all be back in 4 years, right? 4
Yeah,
years?
we'll see if the Russians come in. We'll see what they've got to say about it.
Did they let the Russians do the Olympics anymore? Did they get to do it this year?
They were banned this year.
They were banned
because of the whole Ukraine situation and that war. So they banned them, and anyone that was from Russia that wanted to compete had to compete as individuals. They had like no listing of affiliation or anything. Had to compete as themselves.
I didn't even know you could go to the Olympics as an individual. That's kind of cool.
I won this gold for me and only me.
That's right. I'd like to thank me.
United States of myself. Oh man. Well, that was pretty much the end of my segment. I did run on a little long, like I normally do. When we come back, it'll be Showbiz Spotlight giving us his review of Anaconda. But first, let's rock a little bit with the music. Here's "Rock With You" by Michael Jackson. And I'm going to give the mic over to Dustin and let him take away his segment.
Finally, I have the mic here.
Jesus Christ, thank you.
I know. Finally.
This is the first time we've shared a mic.
I know, it's not fun.
It's not fun.
But
you guys-
Starburst and nicotine.
But you guys had that like twin moment a segment ago.
Our brains melded, but that was about as together as we could get on this. Before I get into anything, I just want to say that you are listening to the Weekly Roundup on Hawk Radio, live 365, or really, if you're tapped in, you're listening to us on our YouTube.
I'm pointing to the
He's
camera.
voting over here, but if you're really tapped in, you're listening to us on YouTube.
And you're watching me
Weekly
emote.
Roundup _1.
Okay, well,
I'm emoting.
And then you can actually see him emoting instead of if you just listen online, you won't even know what's happening.
audio listeners, he's emoting.
He's doing the 6-7.
He's making me regret filming any of this.
But it is Showbiz Spotlight, and this week I went out and I watched the new Anaconda movie with Jack Black and Paul Rudd.
Whoa.
America's Treasure.
Exactly. Which one, Jack Black or Paul Rudd?
No, one of our boys calls Paul Rudd, shout out to Colin, calls up Paul Rudd America's Treasure.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty appropriate.
Ironically, did he do it?
No, he means it. No, he means it. He's a Marvel nerd, and he means it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he liked.
Dustin was waiting for the
Ant-Man?
punchline to drop. He was waiting like, is there a follow-up?
An interesting thing to say that Paul Rudd's the American hero.
That's an interesting thing to say. Wait, why?
Because of Ant-Man. I mean, of all the movies, you know, Anchorman, and there's been a lot of great Paul Rudd
Anchorman was
movies.
good. I liked Friendship.
Oh, that is so bizarre.
That was a funny movie.
That is
You
so
kiss your mom with
bizarre.
the lips?
It was good.
Now that was an example of a good Paul Rudd project, and unfortunately, I don't know. Let's get into it. So I watched Anaconda, and it's kind of a reimagining, I guess, of Anaconda, the original one. Some references to the original movie, obviously. Basically, Paul Rudd says that he got the rights to the Anaconda franchise from his agent's friend or something, and he convinced all of his friends, Jack Black and the others, to go down to Brazil and remake Anaconda. So they go down there, they hire a snake guy and stuff, and they spend about 20 minutes just in America not doing any Anaconda stuff, and they finally get down there. And, they try to make the movie. Things go wrong. It turns out there is like a giant anaconda running around down there. I mean, spoiler alert, I guess, but it wouldn't be very good. Dun, dun, dun is right. It wouldn't be a very good Anaconda movie if there was no giant anaconda. So there turns out to be one thing.
Was it a good Anaconda movie anyway? Or?
I don't think it was really, because I like these kind of like fun parody movies, So I went into it with a pretty open mind because I like just a silly, goofy movie. And what this reminded me of, at least like, on paper, was kind of a mix of Tropic Thunder and actually Swingers, which is where I was going to bring that up. Because you got these kind of Hollywood wannabe Hollywood losers going down there and getting lost in their own movie that turns out to be a little bit more real than they wanted it to be. And I feel like the premise for this movie, it should be funny, right? Like you should have
with those two guys for the one would think.
Especially with those two guys, and you should be laughing pretty often, I think. And I was sitting here watching this movie, I was probably 35 minutes into it, and I realized I hadn't laughed yet.
That's a shame.
And I did a few times, I'll be honest. There's probably like a good 6-7 times in the movie where I actually laughed. But I don't know, for an hour and a half movie.
6-7.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you. For an hour and a half long movie, I feel like I should have been laughing a lot more than maybe 7 times at the most. So for me, I'm gonna give Anaconda 2025 3 bags of popcorn. Because it's not a bad movie. There's some fun to be had. It's a fun premise. Jack Black is still being Jack Black, so that's entertaining for something. Yeah, 3 bags of popcorn, and I'm not even giving it anything else. I think no
soda,
no sodas, no little commemorative river boats or anything.
2 snakes down.
But 3 out of 5 bags. It's worth watching if there's nothing else on.
You gotta cut that off.
That's the ring one.
I wanted to do the applause.
Oh.
It's so tough to come up with a decent script. That's why I like movies like Swingers, or even a cringe comedy like or a dark comedy like Friendship. The studios can't get these. They can't promote these movies, so they're not, and they certainly are not sending them to China, which is where these movies are making their money. So they're going to make an Anaconda. They're going to sell it they're going to make them however much money, but the script, which is what I like to watch movies for, and the dialogue is, and especially with those two guys, you'd think they'd.
You would think it would be funny, but I was saying this off air. I used to like Jack Black, but I feel like anymore, if I see that Jack Black's in something, that doesn't mean much to me anymore. Unfortunately. Yeah. Anthony queried with, but he was in the Minecraft movie,
an almost $1 billion movie.
I didn't even watch the Minecraft movie because it didn't really call to me.
It's been a minute since he's made me chuckle for sure.
Yeah, right.
So Chris, we have this thing on the show where we call it like the Pedro Pascal factor. Where it's like
we do?
Yeah, well we
do now.
What?
No, we've talked about it multiple times. Where we
talk about a lot of things multiple times. I didn't realize that was part of this. Part of the
that's
bit.
Part of the culture.
Yeah, so we get sick of seeing the same. Well, we talked about it last week even with the Super Bowl, with the halftime show. He was in the halftime show, and we kind of get. Or at least I kind of get sick with seeing the same actors, since y'all don't want to, be a part of the week.
Right, I is not we. Like
whatever.
Yeah. Listen, those guys' agents, they're working overtime. They're getting them roles, and and there'll be actors who will, get criticized for just taking any, what is it, the knock on Nick Cage is that he's just never turned down a role. Right?
He'll take just about anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
A lot of his movies are actually good though. Like I'll watch. If I see Nick Cage in a movie, I'm watching the movie. Even if it is like more of a boring one, like that weird Five Nights at Freddy's movie that he did where he didn't say anything the whole time.
Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland, yeah.
That was a fantastic movie.
Okay, see, even that one we got a fan in here. Kind of a weird Nick Cage movie that I always talk about is Pig. I don't know if you guys ever saw Pig.
Yeah, I started it. And
I like Mandy.
I started that one. I didn't finish it.
What? Mandy's awesome.
That's the one. That's the like.
The post-apocalyptic one where he's like is white or dies or whatever. He goes on a rampage.
Oh, okay. Well, he did another one like that. Another post-apocalypse one too. Prisoners of a Ghostland. That one was fun.
I think the story about Nick Cage, and this goes all the way back to Fast Times at Ridgemont High, where he was, because he's in it as a cameo very early on. But I think he was going to be the main character, and she starts directing it, or whoever it was that was directing it, and they're like, Nick Cage is just a little too dark for this main role, so they gave the Judge Rhino. Yeah. So he's been
so
dark.
light.
He's been dark for a minute.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's such a like a fun guy. It seems like he doesn't seem that dark.
When I watch Nick Cage movie, that's why I think he's a fun guy.
He seems like a fun guy.
I wish he'd take more roles.
Right. I wish he'd take more roles. Right, exactly. It's like when I watch Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I think, man, I really love how he changes the acting culture. I love what he did with that character.
That's what I was going to bring up. Is you mentioned that you see Jack Black now, and you're like, oh, I don't even really want to pay attention to it. At some point, it seems like in the entertainment world that once you get in, eventually you just start playing yourself. The Rock is The Rock.
If you're not a very good actor, that's definitely the case.
The Rock is The Rock in every role. Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds in every movie.
You know who else? I talked over you and I didn't know the name. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Jack Black is falling into that space now where when you see Jack Black in a movie, he's not a character anymore. He is just Jack Black. You mentioned Paul Rudd, Anchorman. I went years and I didn't even know that was Paul Rudd. Yeah. I was just like, the dude with the cologne stash is the best part of the movie. And it was Mrs. BS goes, you know that's Paul Rudd. And I'm like, that's not Paul Rudd. She goes, no. I was like, I was so lost in the character, I didn't care who the actor was. Eventually, I feel like even Brad Pitt, who was a phenomenal actor, has all these accolades under his belt, is now just Brad Pitt. Yeah. Tom Cruise is just Tom Cruise.
I think The Adventures of Clint Booth will change the Brad Pitt thing again. You know, I don't know if you saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but they're doing a sequel now. David Fincher is the director.
Nice.
Quentin Tarantino's writing it, so it's not Tarantino's 10th movie technically, but it's going to be really good. And if you saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that is a movie where I think Brad Pitt took that character and made it.
Well, if you want to go get some authentic Jack Black, go back and watch High Fidelity because he was amazing in that. Just like I told you, Vince Vaughn and Swingers, where who is that guy? You see Jack Black, and he'd been in a couple things earlier, but when he's in High Fidelity, he is one of a kind.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh yeah.
Was that the one where they had the VHS tapes and they owned like a rental store and they
Please
had
Be Kind Rewind. That's what.
Yes,
that's a great one too. That's an under the radar. No, High Fidelity is the one with it was a Nick Hornby book, and it's John Cusack is the main character. He owns a record store in Chicago, and Jack Black and Todd Luizzo are the guys that help him run it. It's a great old school throwback, 90s for sure. Another one of my favorites.
Oh, okay.
I didn't lead you wrong with Swingers. So
you didn't.
High Fidelity is on your next homework assignment.
I still have to watch Swingers.
Yeah, for people who don't know, which is everybody probably, this guy has been trying to get both of us to watch Swingers for the better part of a year now. And I did my homework this past Friday, and I watched it.
Ever since we shouted out James Joyce in our own movie that me and Dustin made, Good Enough.
Anthony was there too.
Which is on YouTube. Yes,
I was there for a second, yeah.
You were in it, I think.
I recognize them as starving young film students, and I'm like, you guys got to see Swingers. They're like, what are you talking about? Why are these guys getting the Swingers? I'm like, no, it's not Swingers.
There was no Swingers.
There was no Swingers. There was swing dancing.
There
was swing dancing.
Oh, they were swing dancing.
I think Dustin was disappointed in the fact.
I mean,
we went to the wrong part of the video.
Yeah, exactly. I was all prepared. I dimmed the lights. I locked my door, and I was like, "What's going on here?"
I give that 5 bags of popcorn.
oh man.
What's that circle doing there? Anyway, when we come back, it'll be our last 2 segments. But first, I couldn't find Anaconda on our radio station, so I can't play it. But we have a little bit of Weezer. Here is Island in the Sun. And we're back. Take it away, Mr. BS. We have 7 minutes left on our show today. We kind of went
Take all 7 of those
Classic
minutes if you
time
want.
management here on the Weekly Roundup.
We follow the radio clock. We tried to.
All right, so if you don't know, you should know. My name's BS, and this is what?
No, I was gonna say shout out where to listen to it while you do your intro.
Well, I got to get through my introduction of myself.
He always has
first.
to insert himself in everything. Let the man talk uninterrupted for more than 30 seconds.
Stop inserting yourself where you're not wanted.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying
The
to run
United
a good
States of
show.
himself.
Yeah.
Is that what you call it?
USA. I am him.
Myself.
I am him. All right,
Listen, my pronouns on Instagram just say him.
take dose. If you don't know, you should know. This is BS. At that BS guy on Instagram. Also, Boss Hog Radio, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. every Tuesday night. Hawk Sports TV with Vince Vibes and Dustin as well as we go through. So you should be able to at least check me out somewhere. All right, so this is Total BS, and this is where I'm going to pull up my handy dandy phone, and we are going to do some investigative internet reporting, and you guys got to tell me if this is true or if this is absolute BS that I'm making up. Now, according to NPR, National Public Radio.
I already don't believe it.
All right, you don't believe it? All right, here's the headline. A zoo in Denmark asked patrons to donate their pets, not as attraction, but for food.
Wait.
A European zoo stirred up intrigue and controversy after a social media post asking for surplus pets to be donated to feed captive animals went viral. In a post on Facebook, the Ybor Zoo in Denmark asked people to donate unwanted pets that could be gently euthanized and fed to predators in captivity. Chickens, rabbits, and guinea pigs form an important part of the diet of our predators, especially the European lynx, which needs whole prey that resembles what it would naturally hunt in the wild, the zoo wrote. Now, gentlemen gathered around the table, is that a true story from Denmark, or is that absolute BS?
That is true.
That is 100% true.
You didn't let us.
You didn't let us go around the table.
I messed my own thing up.
But I'll spoil it for you. This is actually a story that Dustin covered a couple seasons ago.
He did.
I did! Oh, you're right!
And we actually covered.
It's been happening.
We covered this very. Run the clip, Anthony. Run the clip on the show.
There was an old.
Well, this zoo in Denmark has, they have a bunch of animals, right? Lions, tigers, bears.
Oh my.
Thank you. And, well, one thing a big predator animal likes is, fresh prey, right? Well, this zoo in Denmark has asked the public to donate unwanted pets or horses to feed the captive predators in the zoo. Now, this is insane to me.
There was an old pet store in Orlando that I remember, and it had a big sign that said "Buy, Sell, and Trade." So like you're just bringing your puppy in, and I don't want this one. Yeah, you're trading. Yeah, it was a pet store. Buy, sell, trade.
I'll trade you this beagle for that parakeet. That's a good deal. I'd take that deal.
I don't know what the markdown was, but
What can I get for this baby alligator? Can I get store credit?
Well, yeah, we covered that story, and yeah, completely true. What a wild. I could not give up my pet to be eaten to a zoo. If I've taken care of an animal for like even a 3-month period of time, it's really hard for me to want.
we've got an aging dog, and I was gonna say euthanasia, and then you said it, and I'm like, that still doesn't sound like the right way to go out. Like
I don't like that.
alligator, have my 12-year-old.
that's insane.
You're supposed to give the freaking dog a hamburger and put it down like every person does.
So you could.
I've been into hamburger for a tiger.
Oh.
I mean,
It's the circle of life.
Is that the
so let's say you had a pet.
Something nice and,
You had a
you
pet
know.
pig. Let's say you have a little pet pot-belly pig. You couldn't.
I'm eyeing that thing for bacon as soon as it gets home.
That's what I was just going to say. You would. 'cause
You
said
in a
couldn't-
cage with a
you said you
tiger.
couldn't put
Whoever
down
wins
an
gets the
animal
pig.
on a pet.
Old McDonald. I don't have a farm. These are not problems I have to worry about.
There's a lot of people that have home pigs. They run around
my security guy,
indoors.
Brian, who's in there, he'll be in there later tonight. You can talk to him. He brought it in. He didn't bring the
brought
pig
his
in.
pig?
Well, he brought the pig in once it was already cooked.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
The candy bacon on the Jameson
That's where
burger.
that's coming from. Is that where the bacon comes from?
That is not where the bacon comes from. He brought in his own. He brought in his own tray.
How was it?
A little salty. Little salty.
Okay.
Salty.
I see. I couldn't do it. I don't know. That's why I'm not a farmer, I guess.
That's why, you don't know what you want to know how the sausage is made, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No hot dog.
I learned how chicken nuggets were made. Now I don't eat chicken nuggets.
Don't blame you.
Are boneless chicken wings just chicken nuggets?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
What a stupid. Yeah.
We had a customer come in and complain that our diced chicken breast boneless wings, or they left a review saying these weren't chicken wings. I'm like, what is
They're boneless
what is a
wings.
boneless chicken wing? It's pretty.
It's just a way to sell adult chicken nuggets.
Yes.
That's all it is.
It's just diced chicken
Wendy-
breast.
And there's nothing
Wendy's-
wrong with that, but why can't these boneless wing people just admit it?
Yeah.
Wendy's did it first. They made spicy chicken nuggets. And then everybody was like, what if I put a little bit of buffalo sauce on that? Now it's a chicken wing.
Now
No,
it's a wing, yeah.
it's a
There's no wing
it's a
meat in
nugget.
it.
It's an adult nugget.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest here, really. It's just a nugget. It's
Yeah.
not even inherently an adult nugget. It's just a nugget.
So what's popcorn chicken?
It's a nugget.
It's also a nugget.
Yeah, the secret is it's all nuggets.
That reminds me of that meme with the astronauts.
space,
It's
yeah,
all
always
nuggets,
was.
always
Always
was. He's squared up behind him, looking at the chicken
That's what I
nugget.
had in my mind. Thank you.
Your nuggets of wisdom.
It's all nuggets.
It's all nuggets.
My head's
We're leaving it
exploding.
saying, no, it's all nuggets.
That's a T-shirt. That's a T-shirt. It's all nuggets.
It's all nuggets.
And then on the back, hashtag Weekly Roundup. It's all nuggets.
That's right. I like it. I like it.
Merchandising idea.
I like it.
Will you sell our nugget shirt in the bar?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How many beers would it
Merch
take?
tent.
Yeah, how many beers does it take to win a Weekly Roundup shirt?
We can work something out.
Let's go.
You get Ryan in there again. He's just going to be buying you guys drinks all afternoon. Hey, jump on the podcast. I love it.
Yeah, hopefully, we gotta make that happen.
We would love to bring him on the show. We've tried
That'd
to
be
bring him
fun.
on the show.
He'll do it. He'll do it.
I think I've got his number somewhere, so I should probably.
We should
If we're gonna do an episode live there, we just gotta catch him
We
on
got it.
the air.
He prefers to keep a low profile, but he's down. He's dabbled in his own media exploits.
Okay.
So-
If we're talking about maybe getting the college crowd more interested.
There you go.
In drinking.
There you go. It all
Four
comes
college
full
guys on a
circle.
boat.
It's all nuggets.
It's all nuggets. The It's All Nuggets store. Just go and see him with different going around talking to people. What's your opinion on this? It'll be on the podcast.
Yeah, I know our show is ending, so we don't really have much time for your.
We don't have any time, so we'll do it next week, but I'll leave you at this. The most oppressed group on the planet, gamers, have a new CEO at Xbox, and I guess we'll see how she handles that mantle. And that's about where I'll leave it.
Well, okay. How do you feel about the new CEO? Do you like her?
Well, I don't know. She just started out, but someone called her out on Twitter, and she released her gamer tag, and they found out her oldest achievement is from January of this year. So the running theme is that she got the job and went, holy crap! I need to figure out what I'm doing. I need to
but isn't
learn.
that
I need to
any
learn the
position?
company.
From what I've learned from this woman, she was the CEO of Microsoft's AI
Yes.
OpenAI, yeah.
for the
Yes.
last 2 years, and then has just now became the CEO of Xbox. So is this something where we're seeing maybe the AI world kind of start to play into video games, or maybe, we already kind of saw it a tiny bit with Fortnite, where they put in the AI Vader, which you can actually talk to Darth Vader and he talked back, which was
You gotta ask him some really lore-specific questions too,
God.
if you wanna have any fun.
apparently.
Shout out, let's talk about it.
When
And,
we mentioned Grand Theft Auto 6, and I mentioned bringing AI into the video game marketplace for their NPCs and stuff.
We
And
could very easily see a world where AI plays a much larger part, where you could be talking to NPCs and completely AI dialogue, and where games could have unlimited choices because of whatever you say depends on what the character does. And
Well, they made a mod like that for Skyrim. They put like ChatGPT in all the Skyrim NPCs, and they'll just make up their own quests for you. whole conversation.
As far as the listeners go, we're all AI right now.
That's actually true. There's no studio.
Actually, by walking into the studio, you signed away your voice rights to Hillsborough College to be voiced off to the AI bot. So when you pass away, there will be an AI Chris to take your place to always be around. I'm joking.
Wait, it's all
help.
Chris.
Yeah, God help. The spirit lingers on.
Oh my goodness. A joke we actually do have around here, the ghost of Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, I haven't
Oh, wow.
seen him
All right.
lately.
Good thing I'm old enough.
Don't worry, still Kevin Spacey.
So actually, speaking of Kevin Spacey, I think we might have talked about this before, maybe not, but he wants to do a Jeffrey Epstein biopic. He wants to play Jeff.
Of course he does.
Oh.
I mean, great guy for the part, though. I might actually watch it.
I would.
Yeah,
Spacey
we're all watching.
Looks at a room full of kids. And
Can't wait for the
It's
review.
all nuggets. And that's where we'll end the show. Here's Freak on a Leash by Car.
Still kind of works.
Told you it would work.
I know you're out there, Kevin Spacey.
You might be here with us now.
Next week on the Weekly Roundup. Thank you, Chris, for coming in. This
My
has
pleasure.
been a great show.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.